Fitness First today with David Claudio, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his journey into health and fitness.
All right, well, where do I begin? So, my fitness journey, it started in my living room with my mom. She would slip in these cassette tapes, like this Jane Fonda cassette tapes, and she would just dance and do her little dumbbells and her little presses. And I was just a little boy right next to her, and I guess that's what motivates me. So, that's, I guess, my inspiration to start my health journey, and I guess my motivation is my mother.
So from there, did you end up getting into any sort of athletic type stuff in high school, middle school? How did you continue with that after you worked out with your mom, with Jane Fonda in the living room?
Started wrestling at a young age. I did every sport: football, t-ball, basketball, anything, like name it, I did it. Then weight training came to me. It was just something to condition with for my sports, but I guess weight training, it was an elective in high school, and I got into it, and I just learned anatomy and physiology, and then, I fell in love with it. I became a personal trainer, and dropped out of high school, got my GED, and I pursued some college to, I am pursuing college to finish my degree in exercise science.
Okay, nice. So currently, you do personal training. You also have a meal prep service, right?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about your personal training meal prep service?
Yeah. So my personal training is non-personal personal training. I like to think of it. It's small group, but it's still very personal in the sense that I like to gain a community feel to my training, like personal training. That one-on-one thing, I tried it. I didn't really like it. Boring. So with that, my clients were like, you know how to cook, why don't you, nutrition, like, why don't you, cook for us? Mm-hmm. They started there, and then, I love cooking, so it just became like it's not work for me. Like, I get to wake up at 4 a.m, but I come and I do what I love. Like, I get to be with people that are driven, and just really great positive. It's a great positive environment to just be on a daily basis. So
now, at some point, you did find out that you had a medical condition, right? And that impacted you greatly. Can you tell us a little bit about the condition and how you found out, and how has it impacted you?
So the condition is a genetic disease. It's a connective tissue disease. So my main vein to my heart expanded to the point where it dissected, it tore, or it ruptured, and I was here at work getting ready for a workout, and next thing you know, I went cold and I just passed out. I handed the phone to another trainer, and I dialed 911 because I knew it was pretty bad. Mm-hmm. And she grabbed the phone. She didn't know what to do with it, but I guess, they told them that I had passed out. It seemed like my blood pressure dropped or something. Mm-hmm. And I woke up, and there was people praying over me, and by the time I woke up, there was ambulances here. I knew it was bad because I had involuntary fluids come out of me from everywhere, like I threw up and everything. So it was like they thought I died because I didn't have a pulse. When they checked me, they were like, "Oh, he's dead," By the time they got here, and it's crazy because this young girl that just got out of prison, she was on the other side of the. She has an interesting backstory, but she went into prison as a Christian, and her strength for Christ, expanded in prison. She comes back out, and right when she gets over there to the other side of the gym, she starts praying over me, and that's when I just took my big gasp of air. So yeah, she's Luisa. She's an amazing person. Mm-hmm. And so I got to the hospital, and 9 out of 10 people pass at the spot from aortic ruptures. I got to the hospital. They knew what was wrong with me. I was torn from the top of my heart to the bottom, and they're like, "I don't know how you're still alive," but it was contained. So I end up staying at the hospital here for a whole night. They fly me to Houston. I was there for another night, and then they did the surgery. Then I woke up the next day, paralyzed from the waist down. The doctor told me, before I went into surgery, I signed the waiver, and it said, you have 1% chance of paralyzation. So, 1% is crazy, right? I woke up paralyzed. So they told me that it's an incomplete injury, which means that there's partial parts of my spinal cord that are still alive. So, I mean, if I wasn't in tune with my health and fitness, personally, I would have died because, for one, I have a lot of family members who have passed away from the same thing, and they were all very unhealthy, like just their habits and stuff. So I thank fitness, and I thank God for being alive still. And yeah.
So I find it really inspiring that with all of this happening, you continue with the health and fitness stuff. You didn't just throw in the towel and say, "Oh, well, I'm paralyzed from, the waist down, so I quit."
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me what keeps you motivated and what keeps you going so that you keep coming in here and working out and eating healthy and helping other people to do the same?
Right. So after this happened to me, it turned into a selfish act because I was into competing for a little bit. So I did some shows, like 5, and I took first place, and I was top of, I felt great, right? I felt invincible. So, has just been like the most humbling experience. Like, I was always moving, always hiking, like active, right? And when God tells you to sit down and be still, you have to sit down and be still, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna reflect now. So, at first it was selfish, but now it's selflessness that I seek, and this isn't for me. This is for people that need it more than I do. Like I seek the people that are suffering and metabolically unhealthy, and those are the people I want to help. Like, there's people that do it for the wrong reasons, vanity and and such, but there's a lot more people that are suffering than those others.
So what would you tell someone who might be unmotivated to get started with fitness because they've been out of it for a while or it was something they were never really involved in? What would you tell them to let them know it's such an important part to keep yourself healthy and to help with pre-existing conditions or any new conditions that might come up?
What would I tell them? Well, it's tough because it's like people who you have to think like the person that is kind of needing health and fitness. You have to know that they're intimidated by the gym setting. It's people are charging ridiculous amounts of money for personal training, but they're giving them cookie cutter like plans. Like, it's like you need to get down to their level and try to connect with them there. And I feel like now that I'm in my position right now, like, people could see me as a person and not somebody who is gonna judge them and somebody who's gonna, demeanor, like, what's the word?
Be demeaning towards them?
Right. It's like, no, you're safe. Like, let's get healthy. Like, let's cut all that other stuff out of the equation, right?
So you have an upcoming medical procedure that you're looking at having done that's going to improve your condition is the goal, right?
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and where it's taking place?
Yes. So the initial idea was to go to Panama because that's where the leading research is. But I mean, it's $30,000 and more because it's you have to pay for airfare and stay. So my wife had a brilliant idea just to do like consecutive treatments at a lesser price in Tijuana. So we're going to go to Tijuana. We're going to get a boost toward my regeneration. And this has a high successful rate. So like being that I'm a little over a year out of my injury and I'm young and I stay healthy, I have more benefits that I'd get from it.
Okay.
So.
And then they did start a GoFundMe on your behalf.
Right.
Right. Okay. And we're going to include that here so that anyone who's interested can actually reach out and go ahead and donate to it. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us?
I think that we should all, as fitness enthusiasts and professionals, we should all come together more to help those people that are in need, rather than thinking of like competing with each other. That we should be touching the city more at a grander scale than what we are now. But we're all shunted by our personalities, right? So it's like, stop thinking about yourself and let's start thinking about them.
So coming together kind of as a community or a unit for everyone's benefit.
Right.
Okay. Well, I want to thank David for coming in today and letting us know about his fitness journey and for inspiring others just with his story alone. And thank Fitness First for hosting this. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys. Thank you.